So, you might be wondering how to make your ab exercises more interesting. That's what I'm here to show you today. Usually people end up doing things like planks, hollow body holds, and just sit-ups. And usually you can do a whole bunch of them, or you can do it for a long period of time after you progressed to an intermediate stage or whatever. And they stop losing their value. You have to do such a large volume of it to really get the same bang for your buck. So I'm gonna show you a couple different ab exercises that I like to do that make it a little bit more exciting and actually lead into some higher level skills down the road that you can kind of tie it into. So you'll already have that chain nice and strong, so once you put it in, or that chain length nice and strong, so once you put it into the full kinetic chain, it'll be a piece of cake. All right, enjoy. So the first exercise in the bread and butter of my typical ab training program would be the toes to bar. Now you don't have to do it with the Swedish bars as I demonstrate. This can be done on any pull-up bar that has the proper height as well. So what you want to do is just basically try to compress as much as possible, touch the toes to the bar under control, and then lower down under control. If you lower down too quickly and do not keep tension, that's when you'll find yourself starting to swing. This can be regressed by doing it with tucked knees up to the armpits, and it can be progressed by only stopping at the 90-degree angle and going back up to the top. It's quite a bit harder, so hopefully you find a version that works for you. So the next one I want to do is kind of the hip lift on the bench. So basically with this one, you want to get a good grip on the bench. You don't have to do it on a bench. You can do it in a similar setup as you will with the dragon flag, as I'll show later. But you want to lift your leg straight up to the sky and make sure it's always kind of lifting a little bit behind your hips. If you kind of pike and extend up, it will be more of a glute exercise, less of an ab exercise, so try to avoid that if possible. With the L sit, you can spice it up a little bit and add a little bit more ab intensity by lifting your legs a little bit. This is good precursor to the mana if you're working towards that, but also it works for pressing skills such as your Stalder press and stuff like that, just building up better straight arm strength in your L sit. So the next group of exercises can be done multiple different ways. Ab roller is an excellent way to do it. It's a little smoother and you get to focus a little bit more on the intensity for your abs. So with this one, you want to make sure your back always stays rounded, or it can go to neutral, but make sure not to sag so you're arching your back like this, right? You want to keep the abs tight, kind of like that hollow body position, and you want to make sure you keep control. So do it off the feet, off the knees. Off the feet is quite difficult, but if you don't have an ab roller, you can always do an inchworm. It's a little bit easier to do this one off the feet, though you can regress it to the knees as well. Just try to keep it nice and stable, hold at the end for a little bit because that's when you're under the most tension. And you can walk your feet up to your hands or your hands up to your feet as I demonstrate. So dragon flags, they're popularly named after Bruce Lee. They're basically kind of a regressed form of a lever. So if you are unable to do a dragon flag, you'll probably be unable to do a lever. But with these ones, you can do them a couple different ways. One common one is to start at the top and just lower down all the way to the floor as slowly as possible, trying to take about 10 seconds to get to the floor. Or as I demonstrate, you can lower down, hold the point of most resistance, and then try to lift back up to the top. It's difficult to do the lifting up without piking at the hips, but if you're trying to do that, and you're able to keep it for at least a couple reps, you'll find much more strength gains with it. Windshield wipers are an excellent kind of higher level oblique exercise. You can do it on the rings or on the bar, it doesn't matter. I personally prefer the rings because it kind of leads into a meat hook, which is a more advanced skill, right? You want to make sure your shoulders are in good condition for that. So this is kind of your precursor.
but you want to try to lift up to that toes to bar position and rock all the way 180 degrees side to side, right? You can go a little further if your shoulder can hold it, but you can also regress this skill by doing it with tucked knees as well. So your knees would be the end of the lever that you're extending, right? And you're trying to get your knees 180 degrees either side. Yeah, and that's basically about it. Those are kind of the main ones I like to go to. I prefer intensity over volume, right? So the intensity, you can build up strength and hypertrophy in a less amount of repetitions, not leading to such long ab workouts to get a little progress, right? It's very easy to measure your progress in this as well, because these exercises are typically going to be difficult, 6 to 12 repetitions, right? So if you add a 1 or 2 reps, you know you've gotten stronger with that movement. So with these, they progress into more difficult movements, but they already are at a fairly high level. So if you can do these or a regressed version of these, you're doing pretty good. Yeah, so comment down below which ones are your favorite, and if there's any ones that you like that I missed. Also subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every one of you that subscribes and watches my videos. It's awesome, helps a lot. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to find me on my other social medias as well. You can join our Facebook page, or you can also follow me on Instagram at GarthMBN and Twitter at Neily Fitness. Thank you, and have a good one.